Yeah, so you stand here and explain. I'll record on the YouTube.
Okay.
So you please explain your memory.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, this was the Canadian Pavilion. It was a pyramid that was opened up, and in the middle there was a parasol that rotated. And when I and my wife were working here 40 years ago, sometimes we were out here talking to people, sometimes we were inside the exhibit, and there was many exhibit floors underneath the pavilion. And in the middle here, where the parasol is, there was a stage, and entertainers came from Canada and performed for several days. And some of the entertainers were here for the entire expo. So I was a host, and I greeted people from all over the world, but in particular from Canada, from Japan, and told them about a little bit about Canada.
How many people entered in your pavilion?
I don't know, but probably several million people came through. It was one of the most popular of the pavilions at Expo 70. On the outside here was covered with mirrors, so it was a very beautiful pavilion. There were flags outside that were reflected in the mirrors, and the carousel in the middle also was reflected. So
yeah, they say the 50 square meters mirrors counted for the 40,000 mirrors.
Yeah, 40,000 mirrors, and afterwards the whole pavilion was destroyed, which is really sad. But I'm sure somewhere there are some mirrors that have been preserved.
The mirrors reflect the image of the Arctic, of
yes.
ice
Yes.
of Arctic.
Right. Well, it reflects the fact that we're a cold country and a northern country, and the ice and snow of Canada is very prominent.
And this is spinner. What was a spinner? Rounding spinner.
It's a rotating spinner on the top. We call it a carousel, or you can call it a spinner. And that rotated, and it was very beautiful. There were also police, RCMP policemen there in their red serge uniforms, and even horses. It's not shown in this picture here, but they brought horses from Canada, and they spent the entire expo at the expo site. And on Canada Day, there was a performance of the RCMP, the police, and their horses, and many musicians and other entertainers from Canada.
Here you are.
On
here, this side.
This side here, yes. Yeah, for me it's very natsukashi.
Oh. At that time,
on Canada Day,
something? Yeah.
On Canada Day, I was inside the pavilion, and the emperor came to the pavilion, and
emperor of this country.
Yes.
Hirohito-san.
Yes.
Hirohito Tenno.
Yes. And I bowed to him, and he gave me a nod with his head, which was very nice. Also, the Prime Minister of Canada came, and many other dignitaries came from all over the world and visited the Canadian Pavilion. So these trees around here are all 40 years old, because at the time of Expo this whole site was cleared and is now a park. So some of these trees have really grown fast, as you can see.